office. How can I be of assistance?
Hey, it's your favorite person to call you there, Mr. Charles. I'm glad I got a hold of you. Don't worry, this ain't going to be a long, drawn out for you this time. Did you happen to catch the name of the video?
No, I've actually been trying to.
All right, well, pull that up while I'm talking to you for just a minute here. But the reason for me calling is we have to do something about these taxes. Have to. We got to get Brad on the taxes because, you know, they're flooding us with all these invaders and stuff. It's driving everything up. You know, the food and everything else. On top of them trying to poison it, now the food I'm talking about. Now they're driving the prices up on it. McDonald's now. I'm hearing, thank the good. I don't eat at McDonald's no more than what I absolutely have to, because they've been trying to poison us for years. And they are recession proof. McDonald's is recession proof, so look that up. You know, if you have not seen, and I strongly recommend everybody to go watch The Founder and see what kind of an outfit that McDonald's is. They don't care about health. They care about getting your money. Have you ever noticed how they spend millions of dollars to get you in the door, and then as soon as you're in there, you can tell they don't give a crap about you, you know. So their food's horrible, but on top of that, they want you to pay 18, 20 bucks for just a cheeseburger and what is that? Brown syrup water. That's where they, you know, their pop, if you want to call it that. I don't even like saying the name Coke, you know. But anything Coke is horrible. Look at the Koch brothers, and you know, if you go buy that brown nasty stuff from McDonald's, Coke, you know, that hates white people, you know, it's ridiculous. I ain't have no part of it. Anyway, but we have to do something about these taxes, and I need Brad to get on this, because something that is supposed to be a temporary thing, somehow, see, they're waiting until. I have to kind of jump around here a little bit, and this is what's so aggravating. There's so much stuff. It's death by 1,000 cuts. Have you ever heard that?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay, who was it that actually come up with it? Wasn't that the Chinese or Japanese?
Something like that, I think.
Okay, anyway, some of them brilliant people come up with that. Death by 1,000 cuts. That's what the United States is incurring right now. That's what they're doing to us. And they're running out of time. Like right now, they're getting so desperate and everything. They're saying that Trump from like no one is above the law, and that's true. Nobody should be above the law. Laws are put in place or whatever, so it keeps everybody civil and stuff. We don't go around just shooting everybody. I wonder what brilliance come up with something like "don't murder people." Let me say, no. Does anybody jump in your head whenever it comes to something brilliant like "don't murder people"? Thou shalt not kill. Anything jump to your?
God.
Oh yeah, the Lord. Yep, absolutely. So our laws are based off of what? The Ten Commandments. You know. So when people says that Christianity and you know, the government don't go together, they absolutely do go together. Anybody that says that politics and religions don't mix, don't have a clue to what they're talking about, because all that comes from the Ten Commandments. That's why that we treat each other with kindness, love, and respect. You know, so are supposed to, right, Noam? Is that why you look like that? Mm-hmm. I'm sure Charles probably twitched his head when I said that too. But yeah, we want this tax thing to end. If you think about how many billions of dollars just since this moronic penis wrinkle got in there, Biden or whatever, him and his idiot kid and the rest of them, look at how many billions of dollars that they've costed us. If you applied that to everybody's taxes, you and I would never ever, and our children would never have to even think about seeing another tax paper show up in the mail again. 80 some billions from the debacle from Afghanistan. He's 25. He might be hard of hearing. I might have to speak up. Charles, are you there?
Yes, sir. I didn't quite hear a question there. I was just hearing you talk about taxes and the $87 billion left in Afghanistan.
Yeah, well, if that money was applied to the right place, why would we even have to have taxes? We wouldn't have to. We're not supposed to even have them. See, that's how brainwashed that they're doing us. Is each generation, this is their plan. Each generation that dies off, you can become weaker if we don't educate our children on what an amazing thing is that we have here. A lot of people, they mess this answer. I'm actually going to ask you a question here, Charles. What is the United States? Is this a democratic? What do we got here?
Well, I'd like to believe we're a democratic republic with a constitution.
Well, it is a republic. And if you go back and you research and you learn and you look, there is a difference. We're not a democracy. We are a republic. There is a huge difference in that. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, if you look at Athens, their democracy was very direct, right? 5,000 citizens voting on everything, whereas a republic, you delegate through representation.
Right. So in layman's terms, it's not the majority rules. It's common sense rules. So if we want to keep our country and what we have to start standing on what may seem like the smallest of things. And I know I've said this before, and I'll keep saying it. We can't call somebody leaders except for the one leader that we have, the Lord. But when these people are calling, like we need to get our leader back in there, something like that, talking about Trump or anybody else, it's got to stop. They're representatives, and we need to count on our representatives. We need to put people in there that we trust. And how do you get trust? It's earned. You get trust by earning it. So call your representative. Noam, what's the number?
202-224-3121.
That's right. Call my buddy Charles here. He's my favorite answer machine. Wish him happy birthday. Call whoever your representative is. I appreciate all the subscribers out there and everything. We're going to keep this fairly short today because I have a lot of stuff going on and everything. There's stuff that I'm trying to grasp hold of, like the whole citizens arrest. If you go back and watch Barney Fife, wasn't that who was that? Which one was it? Said citizens arrest, citizens arrest. Who was it?
Goober.
Yeah, Goober. Gomer Pyle.
Gomer.
Yeah.
I call him Goober all the time. Sorry.
Yeah, we're going to have to start running around like old Goober there. Gomer Pyle. Do you remember that, Charles, or do you even know the show I'm talking about?
I know of it. I don't quite remember ever
Too young.
You know of that show.
See, we thought you was antique. Now you just showed how incredibly young you are, brother. All right, well, we got to get these taxes out of here. It's ridiculous. Absolutely insane. People's going bankrupt and stuff trying to pay insurance. And think about this, people. Do you really need insurance? If you are in a position where you're putting all of your money out there and building your fancy homes and stuff like that, and if something happens to it, that you're devastated, you built too fancy of a home. And everybody's like leaned on this insurance thing like it's something that you have to have. Well, be your own insurance. That's what I say. Be your own insurance. If something flies off of your home or something, just like here or whatever, I'm going to put it back on. If a storm comes along and, wipes it out or whatever, Lord willing, if I'm still here, I'll put it right back. Be your own insurance. They're devastating Florida right now, and California. Man, I don't even want to talk about California. It's insane. Charles, input there. What do you know?
I don't particularly ever want to live in California. I already live in an expensive enough city, and it'd be significantly worse.
What city you in?
Washington, D.C., which
Sorry about
is
that.
a lot of fun.
Sorry about that. Now, why do you say it's not a lot of fun right now?
Crime's going up. The city council's, not doing a good job in the slightest. In a lot of ways sometimes. We had to overrule them on a couple of terrible bills that they're trying to lower, penalties for violent carjackings and certain crimes.
Sad. And see, you're just talking about Washington there, but couldn't we pretty much pick almost any Democratic debacle state right now? I mean, wouldn't that pretty much reign supreme in saying that?
Yeah, Chicago's not doing well at all either. I know that one's a bit closer. I have a lot of connections to that one with just coworkers and their families there. And just their mayor is doing a lot of terrible things there, getting rid of, the sound system to help track, where gun violence is coming from. Because, quote, it's racist, according to the mayor.
Now, are we talking about Lightfoot?
No, so she was voted out. They have a new mayor.
Okay, when was Lightfoot? When did the switch take it? And can you tell me what the mayor's name is now? Because I didn't think it was still Lightfoot, but
She ceased being mayor on May 15th, 2023, and Brandon Johnson took over.
Another Brandon. No, let's go Brandon. Now, is Brandon Republic or Democrat?
He's a Democrat, sir.
See, out of the fire pan right back into, no, let's see, that'd be into the ashes, the burning ashes, right into the burning ashes again. Wow. Well, but here, are you aware of the situation with the corrupt voting machines? Like, do you know what kind of voting setup that we're going to have for this coming election? The whole Dominion voting machines or whatever that the awesome Mike Lindell, go to mypillow.com, use promo code Charles or whatever you have to. Shout out to my man Mike Lindell, awesome patriot.
I know from what you've told me, in terms of what Ohio will use, I know they're enacting new laws, but I don't know.
Well, my understanding is that we're going to paper ballot. I mean, it's something that's not been shared throughout, like the mainstream, like MSNBC or whatever, such a far left piece of garbage. You know what? Those outfits are not even news. You that's propaganda machines are all they are. They keep saying the corrupt news, but really we shouldn't even be. And again, talking about words meaning something, right? No, we shouldn't be. Even calling it a news source at all, because it most certainly, unless it's misinformation, news, but I just don't like using that word for them. So propaganda machine fits just fine for me. But my understanding is that we are going to do straight up paper ballots and same day voting and hand counting. And do you know there's other countries already that's done that and has been 100% above board, transparent, and ran smooth as all get out? And I can't think of the countries right now, but you can.
Taiwan, sir, is one of those where they actually visibly hold up each ballot as it's counted.
Wow, look at you. Yeah, actually, Taiwan, you're right. It is. I recall now that you said that. But I didn't want to say anything, Charles, because I'd rather go back but if you just go online and look it up, that Taiwan is not the only country, And if you run into anybody, and this jumps out at me as soon as you say Taiwan, I think about that turncoat trader actor guy. What's his name, Noam? Do you know what I'm talking about? He was a wrestler or whatever, and then he called
Cena.
Yeah, George Cena.
John
Cena. Yeah. You can look him up online where he just breaks down almost crying, asking the Chinese for forgiveness for calling Taiwan a country. Huh? Are you kidding me? I thought he was an actor in the United States. I thought he was an American. Turns out he's not. Definitely a Chinaman. And I'm talking about China, communist China. I'm not talking about, our amazing Asian descent Americans that's right here, because they're amazingly brilliant, smart people. And full disclosure here, what's my favorite food? No.
Chinese.
Yep. So if I'm going out to eat and they got a good China buffet somewhere, but I gotta look out. My big butt's gonna be right there, man. So,
Any good recommendations for Jackson?
I do. Stay away from it.
All right.
Now, I'm going to tell you, if you got to have Chinese and you're going to have the best Chinese, look at him. If you go to Chillicothe and go to
New
New Grand Buffet, that is the best. I'm telling you, Bubba, it's not only got just about everything that you would want, but the only hiccup that they have sometimes it's a little bit cold. But if you just ask them, if you go up there, tell them that Jenny is almost always in there. Just tell them that James recommended it or whatever. But anyway, same way with. Do you like Mexican?
Yeah.
Okay. This is just real quick. I know Noma's smiling now because we're off on talking about food, but it's one of my favorite subjects. You know what I mean? Lord being number one. But the China buffet is right next to a Mexican restaurant up there.
Los Mariachos or something. It's hard to pronounce, but
Los Mariachos.
yes.
Yeah. Anyway, if you go up there, and both of them is just right within a stone's throw, no kidding, of each other. So if you're after Chinese or Mexican, definitely go to Chillicothe. And it's worth the drive, I promise you. Telling you.
All right. I'm
Amazing.
looking for good recs in Southern Ohio.
Now, you said you went to Gallipolis yesterday, Charles.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
Okay, so Gallipolis, Ohio, if you go down there, they also have a really, I tell you, well, it's an okay, but it's pretty decent buffet.
I like it because they have the sushi. So.
Oh, yeah, they do have sushi. Yeah, they have good. Well, actually, in fairness, so Chillicothe does too.
They do?
Yeah, it's just on the dinner. But I'm
Oh.
cheap. I usually try to go whenever it's lunchtime. So back on subject here.
Yep. Sorry about that.
No, not at all. One of my favorite subjects. It actually shows that you're a human being, you know, and this is what I'm trying to get to the people. I think it's wonderful since I don't know what happened. It's like somebody flipped a switch or something, but I'm getting like emails and calls and communication and stuff of people all across the country now. And I have some people, and this shout out to the UK and Canada and the subscribers up there. Wherever you're at, man, I appreciate you very, very much. And thanks for paying attention to what's going on, because we talk about our country, but it's true. You know what? There are some places where we shouldn't have borders, and I'm talking about taking care of one another. There shouldn't be a border between, how somebody feels towards another human being, no matter where they're at on the planet. Just like, we're talking about this crisis, this invasion that the United States have. But what about all these countries that's been dealing with this for years and years and years? But now we're seeing these women and children and men that's dying. They're drowning in that river down there, just trying to, better themselves. This should have never came to this. It should have stayed the way that it was and let us vet these people before they come in, so that we know who we have here. We want quality people. We don't want some trash, just like the other ones. We got our own trash. We have our own trash here. If you don't believe us, go, look up, all these serial killers and stuff that we've had right here in the United States. Everybody's got that. Lock them up. And you know what? This easy on crime stuff, why are we being so easy on crime? You go over someplace across country, you try taking something, they'll cut your damn hand off. And if it's bad enough, they'll cut your arm off. And if you touched it with both hands, they take both of them. And I got to tell you, you start doing a few of those or whatever, you ain't going to see crime no more, Now, the whole hanging thing or whatever, I got to be honest with you, I think that should be reenacted too, because treason, which we're seeing run rampant, not just here in our country, but across this world, say, look what they're doing to the farmers. This is crazy. They are trying to snuff them out. And think about this, Charles. We are absolutely, and everybody out there, we're seeing them be so unfair to our farmers who's putting out great, amazing food, raising it the right way. They're up all hours of the night and day and everything. They've got these tractors and stuff. They have to buy the fertilizer or whatever they need to go on their fields and everything. But why are they treating our farmers like that? Because they want to control our food. That's what the bottom line is here. They want to control our food. Because, help me out, Gnome, Charles, anybody out there, leave it in the comments or something. But who was it that said if you control the money, you control something? If you control the food, you control the world. Somebody brilliant said that or whatever. And you know what's so sad? Is some evil asshole actually is doing that. George Soros, Koch brothers, BlackRock. They don't care. It's all about that money. And even once they get so much money that they'd never be able to spend it all or anything else, how do you choose to, what makes anyone say, how can I, not my own, but eliminate somebody else's family? For whatever their reason is. There's no good reason at all. It just is mind-blowing to me. Because if we had like a bunch of money like that, it would be, well, how can we make things better? Wouldn't it be nice to have like a theme park that was free, that if you was under the age of 16 or whatever, it was completely free, and just leave it up to the adults and charge them such a price that even when, you could do, like, I don't understand the evilness, and thank goodness that I don't. But we are here fighting it, and we're going to kick its butt, period. We're that frog in the bird again, So we got it by the neck, and we're choking the piss out of it, and we're going to make a turkey dinner out of this bird, I'm telling you. But I am flat serious. We need him to get rid of these taxes. He can't do it, but we're going to do it. And this is what a lot of my subscribers and stuff are asking about. It's like, well, how come you didn't ask them about taxes? Well, I'm telling you about taxes now. None of us is liking it. I've got some of them that's saying that this is absolutely wiping them out this year, is where everybody's taxes on their homes and stuff increased. They're trying to do away with the middle class. I just watched a couple of recordings just a little bit ago where they created this thing now to where, and it sounds like a great thing, and it is, don't get me wrong, but they can't foreclose if you are a veteran. Great thing, absolutely a great thing. But when you actually watch the whole program and you see the bigger picture, because they're not doing that out of the kindness of their heart, they're trying to make it to where they're going to literally break the back of the system that is a support system. It's not supposed to hold everybody up. It's just supposed to support them to get back on track. All of these programs and stuff. But do your own research about it and jump in there. I'm not going to stay on here a whole long time. But real quick, Charles, I want to bring up also, I need for him to look into, and I mean this, that bullshit clause to where when I go up to anybody that is having the power of the people and I know that they are breaking the law, that I can call somebody, another sheriff from another county. I don't know how to set this up yet, but there's got to be some way where if somebody's in that uniform and they're blatantly breaking law, like telling you just something simple like you can't film here, when everybody knows if it's in public and you can see it with your eyes, you can't trespass your eyes. The Supreme Court has already ruled on this, and you have someone, I don't care who it is, especially when they work or they're being paid by that establishment or by we the people, especially when they come and they stand in front of somebody, you should be able to call somebody to come there and arrest them, because that is creating more of a problem on we the people. There's so many people that I've talked to that they say, well, you know, I've encountered this, or I've encountered the same thing, James, but who are you going to call? You know, not Ghostbusters. I know it jumped in everybody's head, but who can you call? Ghostbusters. Had to do it. You see what I mean, though?
Yeah.
It's straight up true. I mean, think about it. And I'll guarantee you, Charles, you've been somewhere and you've seen exactly what I'm talking about. Like, what do you do about that? There has to be a bullshit clause where I can call somebody and say, hey, I've got a bullshit situation here going on, and, you know, I need backup, or I need whatever it is. And then they send two people, and when they come out and they assess the situation, and somebody is blatantly and clearly breaking the law or walking on our constitutional rights or God-given rights, that they are taken into custody, and then they are brought before, and then, you know, the process of, you know, a judge or a jury or whatever should take place. Because these people, and that's the biggest problem if you watch these First Amendment audits and everything, it's not that we hate that badge. Nobody hates that badge. That's the people. But the skin bags that stand inside of that, they don't have a clue as what it is to actually be an American or even a human being. You know, the same way across the world, you know, over in England or anywhere else, you know. It's the same conversation. These people should put on that uniform because they want to serve the people. They want to help somebody. We're putting the wrong type of people in there. And I just thought about that. That just jumped into my head there. But that's literally what we're doing. We're just saying, well, let's see, can you breathe in and out? Okay, can you hold a gun and kill somebody? You know, go ahead. Here you go. Here's the bat. Here's the power of the people. Hide behind that and do whatever you want to. So we got to change. We have to change that. We have to have, and you know what? Training just for them is not going to be enough. What we're going to have to do, we have to bring the Bible first and foremost. You know, now, I know that you don't have to believe in God in order to be a decent person. I've actually seen some really, really good people that don't yet know the Lord, but they're good-hearted. And we got to just do better at our selection. But it starts with our children. We have to bring them up to know that there's rules in place. It's not because you can't cross them. It's because when you do, you know, you might be hurting somebody else. You know what I mean? So make your own way. And that's what Republicans and conservatives believe in. It's like, hey, you know, whatever you work for is yours. And if somebody else is struggling, go help them. And how can that be bad? Because somebody have to explain that to me, you know. And you just couldn't. Charles, say something profound before I let you get off here.
Oh, goodness, I'm never good at spot.
You got this.
I would just say always, you know, keep contacting your representatives. It is your right, and we do appreciate hearing from you.
Give us the phone number, Charles.
If you're Representative Congressman Brad Winstrup, it's 202-225-3164, and then if you're trying to figure out who it is, it's 202-224, what was the last four digits there?
3121.
3121.
You're welcome. Hey, did you happen, real quick, did you happen to look up the name of the video?
Well, I saw the two. So I saw, you know, Sharon Brown's typical answering machine, and then I saw you call me an antique answering machine.
Yeah. Well, listen, again, happy birthday to you. We appreciate it. But this is a real deal. We the people want Brad to do whatever he has to get rid of these taxes that's garbage, because They keep making all this money to give to everybody else or whatever, and we're really done with that. This was set up for a temporary thing, so it's way past due to get rid of them. We need to get rid of the taxes thing. We definitely got to keep going full strength ahead with, and that bullshit law thing. We want something done about that too. Everybody that sees this totally is absolutely in agreement with this. You know, you shouldn't have people that's able to stand up in front of us and, you know, when they're clearly breaking the law and the Constitution. Listen, Charles, we appreciate you once again. Give our best regards to Brad there, and we'll get a follow up when we call back.
All right, so you have a good rest of your day.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye. All right, well, listen, I had to throw this one on there because this tax thing, everybody that I'm talking to is telling me that they're like, did you see how much, did your taxes go up on your home, and so on and so forth. Yep. And yet, whenever you go in, even to McDonald's now, they want you to take your left arm off and half of your right leg and give it to them just in order to be able to eat there at McDonald's. Man, I gotta quit saying their name. It's promoting their stupid, dumb name or whatever. Go watch The Founder, and y'all leave me some comments after you watch it. Tell me what you think about it. Hey, listen, God bless America. God bless you and yours. We're praying for you for real. Thank you for praying for us, and you know, love you, Lord. Love you, boss. Thank you for everyone who has subscribed so far. I so appreciate it. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and hit the like button, and you know, make sure your notifications are turned on and stuff like that. I really do appreciate it. Peace out.